Ladies and gentlemen, Doctors Josh Austin and Lance Timmerman.
Wakanda forever!
Working interferences is intended for mature audiences. Since the host never grew up, someone needs to be the adult. Welcome to Working Interferences with Josh and Lance, the dental advice podcast for the average dentist. Here is Josh and Lance.
I shot a little early on that. Bros, what is up? Welcome to the Working Interferences podcast, a dental advice show. I'm Joshua Austin.
And I am Lance Timmerman.
Lance, I opened my laptop to do something that's new to us, which is prepare for the show.
I know this is not, if you've listened, you know we don't.
Prep work is not our favorite. And I found a little post-it note that was put in my laptop. And apparently my fiance slipped this note into my laptop, and I thought I'd give it to you to read out loud.
Okay.
Just a little heartwarming, before we start the real business.
Yeah, it says, Josh, I hope you enjoy your podcast meeting. I love that you have something like this that really makes you happy. I love you very much, and I can't wait to see you and the boys on Sunday. Heart bun.
Very nice. So,
and she says boys.
Yeah, the dogs.
Oh,
yeah, the doodles.
I had something else. Okay.
The doodles. Yeah, no kids.
I didn't think it was your dogs.
That was a very nice thing to do, and I just
sweet.
Literally just saw
and
that
I got
like
none of
an hour
that
ago.
As I left. My wife.
Nothing.
Give me.
So, how's your VoD experience?
So far, so good.
Excellent.
Far, so good. Yeah.
I'm enjoying it.
This is my third. I was an originator. I was there at the first one, and I came back.
All of you had to use CE Zoom to sign up for your classes, for everything here, right? I noticed that when, and we had to register on CE Zoom as well, and I noticed when we had to register on CE Zoom, that we were entered in as walking interferences, which does great stuff to boost your ego when the CE company that inputs all this stuff misspells the name of your show off the bat. And the funny thing is, CE Zoom is owned by a lady named Sarah, who actually is a patient of mine.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So that's awesome when that happens.
I hope to God she doesn't listen.
I don't know if she does or not, but now that we're mentioning her, I'm sure. I'm sure that it will happen. So, do we have a mic out in the audience? Alan or Mark? You got one ready?
One?
Okay, good.
All right.
So, everyone, Lance, this is an advice show.
If you say so.
We answer our listeners' questions. We answer questions we find on all those neat little dental Facebook groups. We answer questions from Reddit. We strive to help dentists and dental team members with our own unique brand of advice. So please, we need your questions. They are the sustenance we crave. You can submit your questions to workinginterferences@gmail.com. Now, we don't want just any question, do we, Lance?
Fuck no.
Yes! We don't want a bunch of boring questions like, what's the greatest dental podcast meeting of all time? Because we all know that Voices of Dentistry is the greatest dental podcast meeting of all times. We want the tough questions. We want the questions that Gordon Christensen cannot answer. Question 1. I have fired several employees over my 29-year career. 75% of them stayed on of patients of mine at full fee. What am I doing wrong in my Seattle protocol? Are there live courses to learn the Seattle protocol better? Seattle seminars? That's from Sucks at Seattle Protocol in Siouxland. Are you here, Sucks at Seattle Protocol in Siouxland? Yes! All right, so we need to get a mic here for our friend.
Here's Alan.
If my eyes don't deceive me, this is Randy, whom some of my hygienist friends are very jealous that I'm friends with you.
Well,
and so shouts to Colleen.
they would be underwhelmed.
And Rachel.
Maybe a little bit.
And Sarah. So, Lance, have you ever fired anybody that's remained on as a patient?
Oh, hell no.
Okay.
No, that's not a risk that I will ever have to
For
worry
anybody
about.
that listens to the show, Lance, or for anybody who doesn't listen to the show, Lance has a tendency of dismissing employees very quickly.
Well, when the time comes, it's done.
Yeah, when the time comes, the time comes.
Yeah.
And so we call it the Seattle Protocol.
Yeah.
And
early in my career, I had a tendency to, well, the bar was set pretty high. Now that I've lowered my standards, people stay a lot longer.
How many of you know about the real Seattle protocol? Okay, so SPEAR folks, right? That's Jeff Rouse's like airway thing. So we adapted the Seattle protocol to basically be to fire an employee at the first sign of something going wrong. So
It's not the first sign, but when they're a bad fit.
Yeah.
I hire poorly.
So how many of these fired, dismissed, terminated employees are still your patients at full fee?
Oh, over my 30 years. Now, some of them moved, so I'm not going to count those, but at least 75%.
75%. So are we talking 10, 20?
Oh, probably about somewhere between 10 and 15.
Okay, that's a lot.
Wow.
Are they awkward when they come in?
The first few times.
Okay.
Because I kind of let it boil,
Sounds
let
like
it boil,
what it
let
was
it
like in
boil,
high
and
school
then
with
just
my
one day
girlfriend.
I
The
just
first
say,
few times it's really awkward.
we got a part company, you
Yeah.
know. I kind of, it's never pretty. I mean, one of the husbands tried to punch me through a car window because.
And they're still your patient.
Yes. That was a hygienist. She just came in last week, and her son and her grandson.
I mean, are you the only dentist in town? I mean, there's no other choice?
Well, no. There used to be this fine BTF clinic in town, but that one has
I think he lost
transferred.
his license, right?
Just an Iowa.
The other state.
The other
So,
thing, okay.
but no, there's 2 other offices, and I don't know. I'm just not good at it. Teach me, guru.
So
Teach
are
me,
you nice?
guru.
Are you too nice when you fire somebody? Is that the problem?
I don't cry, but but no, it's just like, finally one day at the end of the day, I'll just say, God, this was a great 10 years, but I think we're done. And then they go, and 6 months later,
They're back to
they're
get
back.
a prophy.
What's that?
To get a prophy, they're back.
Yeah.
It's a tough look for the dental assistant who's coming back to you after getting fired. Lance, are you mean when you fire? Is that something we should role play?
Maybe we should.
Yeah, yes, definitely.
All right, so Lance, you be you. Should be easy.
I'll try. I'll see what I can do.
And I will be
You'll have
your-
to dance.
Yeah, I'll be your dental assistant who you've asked to see.
All right, so Sally,
Hi.
you suck. It's time to go. No, I'm usually really nice about it. I don't cry either. Well, I did once, but that was because it was my first time, and I think
I cried my first time too.
It hurt,
actually.
didn't it?
tears are much less now.
Okay.
So now I just say things along the lines of, you know what, I just don't think you're a good fit. The practice is going to move a different direction.
Oh, like you're going to move like north on the highway? Okay. So like when's the new office open? Where are you going to give me the address to show up when we move?
I'll give you the new address for sure, and just plug it in your GPS, and wherever that is, just go.
Just go. Okay, good. Good. I'm really looking for it. I love
Godspeed.
working with you, Dr. Timmerman.
Godspeed.
So you are pretty nice when you fire and nobody sticks around.
No one. Luckily, there are more dentists in town, so I can.
So do these people, do they go work for someone else in dentistry and then still see you as a patient?
3 of them worked for BTF. So maybe that explains part of it.
That could, yeah.
Yeah. Tough look for my guy, BTF.
So we could try other things like maybe skip deodorant, don't bathe for a while, and just become repulsive.
Does that work?
Physically and verbally and so you're in South Dakota, yeah? That's a red state. Yeah?
Very much.
So I was if you were in California or Seattle or whatever, I would suggest a MAGA hat. That might turn some of them off. But I think maybe you need to go the other way.
That might
have
pull
like an
them in.
Obama 2016 shirt or something that you
Right.
wear that may turn them off and get them out of there. Yeah, that's a tough one. I think you just really need to be meaner when you fire people.
Well, all in all, it's still money.
That's true.
True.
So,
Can you
It's
have a
not
different fee schedule for a former dental employee? Say a 300% normal fee schedule for a dental employee. So
I have not tried that option.
$220 pro fee.
Yeah, there you go.
I think that's what I think that's the
Prepaid
answer.
and-
Yeah, we need a different fee schedule
Different
for people
fee
that
schedule.
used to work for you.
I'm going to look into that one.
That's a good one. That's a good one. Thank you so much, Randy. We
you.
appreciate it.
Thank you.
Question 2. Did that help, by the way? Okay, good. Question 2. A few years back, I did several $1,000s worth of work on a 30-year-old Ukrainian female who scares the living shit out of me. I think I have these, actually.
Do you?
Yeah, there we go. She was very pleased with the results and comes in for her continuing care appointment. She has since become infatuated with my female hygienist, sends her flowers and gifts and notes about if the hygienist might be interested in her. At first, my hygienist said it was okay, but after a big Christmas gift and a proposal for a date, now my hygienist wants to tell the patient to back off. How do I tell a crazy Ukrainian lesbian that your hygienist doesn't want anything to do with her without the fear of being tortured by her in the future? That's from Sapphic Mediator in Moses Lake. Sapphic Mediator, are you here? Excellent.
There we are.
Let's get our buddy here a mic. So I think this is the elephant question in the room, is I need some sort of description of your hygienist.
She is a 30-year-old farm girl who's really cute and sweet, and almost too sweet. She can't say no to anything.
Really?
Oh.
Would you say that she's more progressive, or would you say that she's more conservative?
She's pretty conservative. We have the XM stations available in each room, and she's got the Christian rock station.
Okay.
Going, so.
Oh, wow. Okay.
All right. That's interesting. Have you ever had a patient hit on one of your staff members?
Oh, yeah.
And typically, how do you handle that?
Well, I encourage them to sell a veneer case first.
Yeah.
Try to promote some treatment planning, and then milk that until the check is cleared.
Yeah.
Well, and we had already sold the veneer case.
But you'd already done it.
So it's already done. Yeah, that's the tough thing.
So I kind of go back to with Randy's things. No more soap. Bathing's optional.
For Craig or for the hygienist?
Yes.
Our problem, but Lance, the problem there is the Ukrainian gal. She does not use soap or deodorant.
Oh, so we need to stir in the skid, and like the hygienist really Bath and Body Works it up.
Yes,
a
lot of patchouli. So
I really like the coconut lime verbena scent from Bath and Body Works. So I have an interesting HR policy. I don't know if I've ever told you.
I don't think so.
So I have a hiring policy that basically says I don't really particularly hire anybody that I find sexually attractive.
That's a smart way to go.
So I don't find this problem all that often. I don't have patients often hitting on my staff members.
Well,
this is a new one for me.
Yeah, it happens occasionally, and most of the time it doesn't. But occasionally we'll get people to.
This Ukrainian patient thinks that they're basically like in love with your hygienist, right?
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
So how much time does the hygienist spend with this lady? 30 minutes twice a year?
She's on a perio recall, so an hour 4 times a year.
An hour 4 times a year. Okay, even still. Can you love somebody that you're with an hour 4 times a year? I don't think you can. I don't think this is like a deep-seated love connection that we have. I think it's physical attraction, right? It's definitely physical attraction. So you just really need to find a slightly more attractive hygienist for her to see, and then she will no longer be interested in yours. So is there like a perio practice with a dime piece RDH like that you can refer her to?
Not in our area.
How close are you to Toronto? Because I know a hygienist in Toronto.
Does she know Gordon Christensen?
I'm sorry?
Does she know Gordon Christensen?
I think she does know Gordon Christensen. So I think that's an answer, is you just need to refer her to a perio practice that has maybe a really attractive hygienist as well, and then she'll, become less infatuated with yours, and problem solved.
Thank you.
The other thing I had was, does anybody know, like, soccer or hockey? Does the Ukraine have a rival country? Russia? So then just have the hygienist wear a Russia hockey jersey, like, next time, and that will really turn her off, and that will be, because if I was really attracted to a woman and I showed up and she was wearing a University of Oklahoma t-shirt, it's over.
Yeah.
We are done. You are no longer attractive to me if you're wearing crimson and cream. It just doesn't happen. So I think really play that. They're really into hockey, so play that thing up.
Perfect.
Does that help?
Yes, thanks, guys.
Thanks, Craig.
Which is weird. We actually help. We're helping.
This is really not something that
it's not what we normally do.
Question 3. Dear Josh and Lance, I am married to the doctor and work at the office. A lot of patients don't know we're married. We try to keep it professional at work. I like how they try to keep it professional at work.
So
not always successful, but they try.
Out in the closet, the door is shut.
Right. Okay. Over the years, I've heard some women harmlessly flirt with my husband. It's never bothered me. However, we have, I'm editorializing here, this hussy of a patient who has been blatantly flirting with him. The last time she was in, she showed him her rear end and asked him if he liked her jeans. I'm not so worried about him, but I need some advice because all I want to do is punch this trollop in the face. But I feel like that might not be the right way to handle it. To make matters worse, she's in the middle of a big cosmetic treatment plan with us. Please help. Sincerely, Conflicted in Cleveland. Conflicted in Cleveland, are you here? Yes! Okay, so just like with Craig, I need a description of the patient.
Well, feel free.
Yeah.
You don't want to hear...
First of all, how were the jeans?
You don't want to hear how I'm going to describe her?
Go first.
No.
Please go first.
No.
Do you know, it was recently posted on one of those Facebook groups, that certain kind of haircut that makes you want to talk to the manager?
Yeah.
She has that kind of a haircut. She's middle-aged.
And how are the jeans?
The jeans are tight.
Good and tight? Bad tight?
The jeans are tight and the ass is big.
Okay, all right. That's all right, man. All shapes and sizes.
Okay. Yeah. You know.
I have to admit, I had to look up the word trollop. Did you know that word?
Yeah.
You did? Really?
I'm older than you.
I was thinking it was like a sour cream thing, like you do a trollop of sour cream. A trollop is a woman who has many casual encounters or relationships. I'm glad that I have that word in my vocabulary
right. Now you can add that with all the other slut-shaming words that you...
So would you say, I mean, you think it's more than casual flirting. That's kind of the gist of this, right?
Well, it's blatant. It's obvious. It's uncomfortable.
But you mean you think that, like, I mean, you think there's an underlying motivation to the flirting?
Well, let me just have Kevin demonstrate the jeans thing. Can we do that?
I would love, yes, we all need to see Kevin demonstrate the jeans thing.
I'll move out of the way. Here.
Hi, doctor. How do you like my jeans?
I would use the adjective blatant. I think
I think that's a good use of the word for sure.
This is a tough one. I do have a guide, and Lance touched on it a little bit. If a patient's spending more than like $15,000, they kind of get to do whatever they want.
We kind of,
as long as like there's no like felony crime that's happening, then
But even with that, it's a maybe.
Yeah, I mean, if it's a misdemeanor, we're looking the other way.
I have been pimped out. My wife works at the office as well.
Yeah, you have some unique insight into this.
And we try to play it off that, you know, even we'll have a new hire, and it'll take them a while before they find out that we're actually married. They'll see us get in the car together or something. And but I mean, at one point, this one patient asked my wife, she goes, "Hey, has Dr. Timmerman seen anybody?" And my wife's like, "Well, I don't know, but I know he's married." And she did milk that one. We did get a veneer smile on that one. And then
take advantage.
For sure.
Always be closing.
ABC.
Always be closing. So I think get through the treatment plan, right? I mean, this is...
You kind of got to...
Daddy's got to put food on the table, right?
We got overhead. We got our fixed costs, our variable costs.
But then after the treatment plan's done, then it's time to start laying the hammer down, right?
Pretty much,
don't you think? I think you steer into the skid a little bit on this.
Yeah.
Counterintuitive. Let her know that you're interested, Kevin. Not only are you interested, you're both interested.
Brilliant!
And you guys have a group of like-minded folks that would love to welcome her to one of your private events. And I think she'll probably decline, and I think it's probably problem solved from there.
Well, you say probably. What if she accepts?
Yeah, I mean, we
got
a whole new world.
Yeah, it might open some doors for you.
Do you have one of those masks like that you can get from what was that movie with Tom Cruise?
Eyes Wide Shut.
Yep. Like a key party sort of thing. So you need a set of keys you can put in a bowl. That kind of stuff. I think you'll be good. Does that help?
I think that is why we come to you for advice.
Yeah,
makes sense.
I now don't
Would
have
Gordon
to cut
Christensen have told you that?
One more time?
Would Gordon Christensen have told you that?
No.
No.
I don't know, maybe.
Do you guys know what Reddit is? Yeah. Reddit is, for those of you who don't know what Reddit is a...
Dumpster fire of a website.
Yeah. It's a social media site that has literally thousands of different subreddits. So whatever you're into, whether it's restoring classic cars, whether it's ceramic work, whether it's people living with hepatitis B, like any and all of those things, there's a subreddit for you. There's a dentistry subreddit. And on the dentistry subreddit, oftentimes it's patients asking dentist questions.
Yeah.
And we find some crazy stuff.
Without trying.
Yeah, without trying, really. What I'm about to show you is the craziest thing we've ever seen. Reddit user Please Kill Me Painfully asks, odontophilia or what? Hello, guys. I guess it will be a very weird question. You think? I think you're right,
Yeah.
but you'll find that out. But whatever. I've just found no better place to ask this thing. I'm an 18-year-old man. Since years, I'm strangely attracted to teeth. I mean, mostly girls' teeth, of course. Actually, it's not a very sexual attraction, and actually that's why it's extremely difficult to deal with this kind of attraction. I mean, I can't do anything about it. It's like if you see a cute cat and you think, okay, that's cute, and then you move forward, but I just like, okay, that's a cute cat and extremely aesthetic teeth, and I can't move forward because I feel this overwhelmingly feel of attraction and I can't do anything about it. Because I can't go to prostitutes and do weird stuff with their teeth because that's not what I'm into. I just simply freaking adore some kind of teeth, and that's all. And it makes me very nervous because I can't actually express this thing in any way or anything like that. And I can't find a community or anything. Actually, I'm just totally harmless. Which really, if somebody says that, generally
Run.
not totally
Not
harmless. So I'm not
This
picking...
person wants to wear your skin.
Yeah, right, absolutely. So I'm not picking others' teeth or anything like that. I'm just weird.
Maybe.
Yeah, factually true. For example, I'm not really interested in nudes, but you can buy me anything with a picture of your teeth. So my question is, what's wrong with me? And where can I find online blogs, groups, or anything like that dealing with this kind of thing? For example, I'm dreaming about a group where people just send teeth photos. Not their own teeth, I mean. And there I can just finally feel that, quote, this is heaven. I know this sounds funny, but it's true. I've searched Facebook, Reddit, Tumblr, Twitter, Instagram, and even Pornhub for this thing. But even odontophilia word gives a maximum of 1 to 2 useless hits. Lance.
Josh.
Have you ever been prepping a tooth and just found yourself to be rock hard?
Sporting. I try not to sport wood in the operatory, as a rule. However.
So, I mean, this person says plainly several times they're not weird. I think we've moved well past that.
We've established you're weird.
And we are really into some weird stuff here. Just by show of hands, is anyone in the room who's a dentist? Did you go into dentistry because you were sexually attracted to teeth?
we got one. All right.
Yeah, who raised their hands?
Frank.
Yeah,
That
we
makes
all
sense.
kind of knew that, though.
Yeah, that's not really a surprise.
We did all kind of know that Frank Clayton had a weird attraction. Listen, teeth are fine. It's cool, right? It's what I do. But
You say so.
I don't wear a necklace with a tooth on it, right?
Or severed ears.
Yes, sure,
collection.
yeah. I'm not Ed Gein, right? Like, I just wonder. I think it would be, if he became a dentist, it would be overload, right? You just wouldn't be able to make it through the day.
Well, it'd be hard.
Yes, it would be very hard. I see dentists who like wear T-shirts with teeth and stuff like on it, and that's just like not my jam.
No.
I wonder if that's the same. Like, does this guy have like, or like I've seen on Pinterest like people who have like tattoos of molars and stuff like that on them.
Have you?
Yeah.
Hygienists do that all the time.
Hygienists do that.
Really?
Is that a hygiene thing? Maybe he should be a hygienist.
Yeah.
Maybe he should be a hygienist.
Yeah, that would...
Craig, how do you think that'll work out? A male hygienist who's sexually aroused all the time.
Well, when the police come knocking.
This is a tough look for my guy. Tough look for my guy. I think this person needs to stay as far away from teeth as possible.
I think that's probably safe. And 600 feet from a Chuck E. Cheese, just stay away.
Maybe lab work, though. Maybe he'd be a good lab tech, because he could just sit like in a room by himself without anybody else there and like set denture teeth.
That's probably a safer.
That's a much safer, I feel,
less harm to society.
Right. It's safer. A safe space for him. So he did ask about places he could go look online, like groups that he could join. And we know of a few dental groups, don't we?
Would this be the definition of the dark web?
I think he doesn't have to go to the dark web to find this. I think
right.
Dental Hacks Nation would be a great place.
That seemed pretty dark.
But where's a better place? What group is even better that has a lot of pictures of teeth on it? Dental Clinical Pearls.
For sure.
Hold on a second, guys. Is there any chance at all that this poster could actually be Greg Charles?
Who is Greg Charles?
No one knows. It's this guy. We figured it out. Greg Charles is Please Kill Me Painful, and he's got odontophilia. I don't think
would answer a lot of questions.
I don't think there's much help we can have for this guy. We have 2 Reddits today. This is from Reddit user BillyMac814. He asks, I finished my first denture. I asked about insurance and dentures a few weeks ago and came to the conclusion that I could either afford the cheapest denture or attempt to make my own. I didn't want cheap, fake-looking dentures, so I decided to make my own. So this guy made his own dentures. He watched YouTube videos, he watched stuff online, he ordered supplies online, and he made his own dentures, and he posted pictures of them, which I have. They're pretty damn good! They're actually way better than anything I made my sophomore year of dental school.
Sophomore year, would have killed to have something like that.
So version 2 is on the right. Version 1 is on the right.
Okay.
Version 2 is on the left. Oh, we're going to get there. It's really not bad. Now we have a prosthodontist in the room. Can you just, from the audience, just like maybe a quick critique here? No comment?
Speechless.
But for literally attempt 1 and attempt 2, I think we can applaud this guy, right? Does anybody have any crazy DIY dental stories? Anybody have anything crazy? So I had somebody that did a class 4 on themselves with cyanoacrylate and actually glued the mucosa of their lip to their number 9. That's the best one I have. You don't have any good ones.
No, I mean, we've had people where they broke their denture and used bar cement or something to mix that.
I'm really impressed. Yeah? Can we get a mic for Moody or for Houska, whichever one down here?
Houska.
Or here we go. We got, tell us your name.
I'm Eddie Graham.
Hi, Eddie.
So I had a patient who did her own occlusal adjustment with a Dremel tool.
How did that go?
Very well.
We did not have coincident CR and CO?
No.
If I can't equilibrate a patient well, like what makes a patient think that they can do it? Jesus. And Justin, let's pass it up here to Justin. Let's see what Justin's got. This will be good. Was Fireball involved after this?
So Gabe can attest to this. Guy rolled in looking for some implants. Had a bridge that was glued back in with some cyanoacrylate and so forth. And he'd had a endo done on 6 with paperclip, which is fine. But he did it himself with a drill and a drill bit.
He did his endo himself.
Did his endo himself. Mixed up some color repair stuff. Some JB Weld.
That was his sealer?
Yeah, so he used JB Weld and a piece of paper clip, and then he re-glued his bridge on there, and it lasted like 6 years. And,
oh, wow. That's
so
better
normally,
than my endo.
So normally you would not buy this story, right?
Yeah.
Until his whacked out girlfriend brings in the cell phone. She videoed him doing it.
Yes.
Until the point where the pain hit him and he literally passed out with the drill in his tooth.
We're going to need that video.
Wow. I can't get it. They won't share.
So, one of my first thoughts was, how did he do this? How do you decide you're going to make your own denture and then get the stuff, right? Like, that's sort of the deal. And so he had some other things where he talks about, he did a lot of research. He had not heard of a vibrating line before, and quite honestly, I hadn't either.
I'm not familiar.
I'm not a prosthodontist. I'm no Stephanie Zeller.
No.
So he wants to go to take this to a denture to get it checked to see if he got on the vibrating line. Speaking of vibrating, I also made a vibrating box thing for my stone and plaster steps. It's basically amounts to a massager and a box, but it was effective. So this guy got a vibrator from his wife and made a stone vibrator, which is
those are very useful.
It's very
handy.
He's really into it. He got most of the supplies from Amazon and eBay, and some of them came from a dental supply house somewhere in Florida, because of course it was Florida, right?
Florida.
Like only Florida could this possibly be true. He got flasks and articulators, although they seem to be fairly low quality. And if you're doing
this person couldn't afford just to get a denture?
Well, yeah, we're going to get into that because people do ask. He used cold set acrylic, but next time he's going to use heat set, and he used an Instant Pot to boil out the flasks. So shout out to to our busy working moms and their Instant Pots. You could use that to boil out a denture flask if you needed to. I had no earthly idea. He made custom impression trays and all of that. So really resourceful guy here. Let's see what this next one is. This was born out of necessity. If he could afford it a nicer set, he would have done it. And his bar was set pretty low. But he did it, and his total cost in on supplies was around $250 to $300. Somebody asked him about 3D printing. And he said he didn't know what videos he could watch. So you better believe that I chimed in and referred him to Baron Gruder and Corey Glenn, so that they could be involved in this as well. So here we go, where he says $250 to $300. He had enough stuff to make a lot of attempts, though. So he said he shouldn't really have to purchase anything more but some new teeth. He could have done it cheaper by ordering some stuff from China, but he wanted to have the best possible homemade denture. So that was great. One of the things we do here is we try to do a little deep dive on the posters.
Yeah,
and to get a better feel for them as people, we see what other Reddits.
I usually need to take a shower afterwards.
Yeah, they're posting on. And it's no difference here. So let's look at some of the subreddits he's posted on. Subreddit Sex Over 30. Is that a subreddit we need?
I was unaware of
Do we need a subreddit of Sex Over 30? I mean, I kind of feel like that's your prime years.
I've been told.
From like 30 to 39? I mean, it's not like...
So you're done then?
Yeah, I mean, obviously. Yeah, that's
peaked.
washed up. My James Harden heat check years are coming to an end in a couple weeks. But it's not like something that's novel to be doing at the age of 30, right? I mean, I feel like this is a fairly average, like Sex Over 80? Yeah, we need a subreddit for that, right? Graduating high school after the age of 30. Yeah, we need a subreddit for that. But like Sex Over 30, that's like, oh yeah, walking after the age of 30. Right. Like, no, I don't need a subreddit for that. Let's see, what else has he been in? Sex Over 30, Tinder, which I find interesting that he's frequenting the Tinder. He also had a post in the subreddit of Frugal, which I don't know if he posted about his homemade denture in that subreddit, but that probably got the most upvotes of all time. How to bring up pegging and how do women feel about it. That's some advice that we cannot help him with.
I have no familiarity there.
We can't help them with pegging, and even more sort of I'd say somewhat mentally disturbing than the pegging one is the final one, ask a cobbler. So he's making his own dentures and he's repairing his own shoes.
He's resourceful. I'll give him that. Motivated.
Very, very resourceful. You know, the sex over 31 just gets me. This guy doesn't need a subreddit of sex. We don't need a subreddit of sex over 30. What this guy needs is a subreddit called Sex After Edentialism. Because that really is where he needs more work. That's a more pressing factor than being 30. Don't you think?
I think that would probably be be useful for sure.
Well, Lance, I think that's going to about do it for our show today.
I think so.
Be sure to share this with your friends. I'm sure you have some other demented friends out there that may enjoy this show. Rate and review, 5 stars. Justin's holding up the Urban Dictionary definition of pegging, which I feel like we probably don't need.
Probably best not to.
See Justin after the show at the Dentist Implants and Worms booth for an education about that. Rate and review. Lance, what's our favorite number?
I'm a big fan of 5.
I love 5 as well. Where do we like our reviews?
Well, I like it anywhere. But iTunes is helpful.
It's great. Yeah, iTunes, Stitcher, Spotify. If you're flicking through the Podbean, flick 5 stars. Hit us up on the web, workinginterferences.com, and hit us up on all of the social bullshits. Facebook, Working Interferences with Josh and Lance. Instagram, @Winterferences. Twitter, @Winterferences. Lance and I can be found. I can be found on Instagram @JoshWastonDDS. Lance can be found @DrTimmermanDMD. Lance, it is your turn to pick a song. We close each show with a song, and we rotate between the two of us to pick. Yep. And Lance, it's your turn to pick a song.
Yeah, we were kind of talking about, when we were in Indianapolis and did a show, we chose a song that was kind of about Indianapolis. What was it, the Tom Petty song?
Yeah, that was a tough pull. There's not many songs about Indianapolis, Indiana.
We needed some Google help on that
one. That one we certainly did.
So what we decide on this one? We were going to do, was it Take It Easy with the Eagles?
Yeah. So the first line of the song is...
Oh, I don't know.
Oh, come on. It's iconic. Standing on the corner in Winslow, Arizona.
That's right.
Such a fine sight to see. So for Lance Timmerman, I'm Joshua Austin. Peace! Celebrate the foreskin!
Well, I'm running down the road trying to loosen my load. I got 7 women on my mind. 4 that wanna own me, 2 that wanna stone me, 1 says she's a friend of mine. Take it easy, take it easy. Don't let the sound of your own wheels drive you crazy. Lighten up while you still can. Don't even try to understand. Just find a place to make your stand and take it easy. Well, I'm standing on a corner in Winslow, Arizona, and such a fine sight to see. It's a girl, my lord, in a flatbed take it